Hello there, and welcome to this episode of A Tiny Dot in Space, where I explore on GeoGuessr the various counties, districts, territories, areas, provinces, counties, whatever they're called, and the first level of subdivisions of nations across the world, as they are covered on Street View and played in GeoGuessr. And the objective is, well, threefold: to explore, to hopefully have some fun, and to score 25,000 points on GeoGuessr in each of these regions I play. And if I succeed in doing so, I will remove the area I play off the list of regions that I play. It will not feature again in the series. If I fail to do so, it will stay on the list and may feature again in the series at a later date. If you have any requests for regions for me to play, please leave a note in the comments and I'll get around to it as soon as I can. And, well, don't mind a like and subscribe. It's not mandatory. It's a free world. But I don't mind if you do. And today we are going to Argentina for the first time in the series. We are going into the province of Tucumán, which sits here in the top right, in the northwest corner of Argentina. It's one of the smallest provinces in Argentina, but small in Argentina doesn't necessarily mean small, at least from my European perspective. So it's 22,500 square kilometers, which is larger than most, well, the vast majority really of regions of Europe. 1.7 million people. It's fairly densely populated, and the capital is a city that is hidden underneath all these dots. That is called San Miguel de Tucumán. And if you wonder why I'm using these hand-picked maps, it's because that I want to limit the number of rural locations that I get because, well, it is nice to see what the cities look like as well. So I'm using a script that picks the locations for me. And then it's set to 70% locations in populated areas and 30% random. That can be whatever. So, but that still means there's a good chance I get very rural locations. So we shall see once we pop into Provincia de Tucumán in a moment. There we go. I'm going to make a challenge out of this as usual and create a challenge. And I will copy that into a document for safekeeping for when I'm going to edit this in. Ooh, let's see. Oh, that will be quite a few weeks until I edit this because I got, well, I'm not going to count, but I think I got like 2.5 months worth of episode. So it's waiting to be edited. So let's see. At this point in time. So let's go. Oh. We have a town, and I wonder if this might be a hint of something. Feliz Dia del Niño. This is here, Elsa Arias. With this football thingy here, that's probably the name of a local footballer, maybe. So, well, football is huge in Argentina. And when I say football, no, it's not the American sort. It's the European sort. So if you're an American, I hope you will forgive me that I use the word for football as and use the word football in the European sense, because that is what we call it over here. So let's see. So there was sort of a boulevard or avenue leading off in this direction, but that it's sort of got 2 lanes. For some reason, doesn't always mean in South America that it is actually a main thoroughfare for some reason. Okay, I have no idea where we are. Well, we are in Argentina. That is. So yeah, this is what I meant. You've got like 2 blocks, 2 and maybe 3 blocks of this, and then we're back to a single lane again. And I just don't get what's going on with that. So it looks like we might be coming up on a major road very shortly, and maybe, just maybe, okay, here's a church, and that might be good to make a mental note of. Barberia, oh yeah, okay, so we got a barber here. And we got mountains to the west. Let's see. Well, that could mean San Miguel de Tucumán. Or, problem with this province is that it's so small that it's easy for me to move out of it. So, let's have a look. That's kind of unusual for Argentina. It's hardly unheard of, but it's more common than not, really, that they got street names or street signs. So not finding them here is a bit of a surprise. Oh. And then, of course, we jump into footage of different ages. Let's see. Does it say anything here that could be? Oh, yeah. So we are in San Miguel de Tucumán. Ciudad, the city of. And yeah, that's more than half the people in the province living in San Miguel de Tucumán. There's like 900,000 people here. So it's a fairly big town. Or city, more precisely. Okay, so which way should we go to get a hold on this one? Looks like there's a park or something here to the north. And, well, we got a few parks around. So, and is this a... It's not exactly west. It's a little north or west. So, this is a decent candidate, isn't it? Can we find a road going off to the side into a grid? No. Except here at the very start, where there's no church here, as far as I can see. So this is not it. And this is probably not it either. So then we have to scratch that theory. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of other parks with a dual-lane road like that. So I still kind of like the idea of this one. Even if there was no church, well it is obviously wrong, so okay, we just have to head towards what I think is here's at least some road names. That's good. Yeah, if we could stay on the more recent footage, that is. Avenida Independencia and Chiclana. Okay, so Independence Avenue. That should be something that you would think. Oh yeah, here it is. Now let's see, can I find a Chiclana? Now let's see. Las Palmas football. Okay, so we're not that far out. I mean, we could be around here. There's the Chiclana. Here's the church we saw. And this road is... Yeah, here we got the division. So we're somewhere at the end. No, we were not. No, because yeah, we went west here. So we could be here at the end of the Japan something. Let's see, the road does a twisty thing here. There. And it's there. The twisty thing. Let's see, and we move one block. Yeah, one block, and then we get the double lanes, which are here. So we are here. And let's turn a little and have a look. Well, there are several buildings here. I want to get this one right. I think I got it right. Yeah, that should be okay. It was. Good. Excellent start. Ooh, snap. It's pinnable. That is good. And let's see, there's some buildings over there. The mountains to the southwest. No, if those, yeah, those are mountains. To the southwest, and they're far away. Far away, so we got to be out on the plains somewhere here, maybe. This could turn out to be a real pain. So question is, towards the mountains or further out into the plain? Let's go towards the mountains. Dang, this is a sandy road. Okay, let's hope that this was a good idea. And oh, we got a church. It's the Capilla Tra Sa del Valle Alto Los Graneros. Alto Los Graneros. Okay. Ooh, is that a highway? Is it possible? Oh, it's possible to get up on it. Yes, nice. Okay, so there's something looking like some settlement over there. Not really much there. Okay, let's put a checkpoint right on top of this bridge. And we have to look eastwards for this road. So going south. Already starting to question the wisdom of that, but so we've got a very straight road, and I know there are a couple of very straight roads on the map. I think this one, for instance, and of course we have this, the number 9, but of course we don't know which we are on yet. So we'll just have to carry on until we find anything that we can pin down until it squeals. Yeah, there is a village of some sort, and the mountains are actually quite a lot closer than I thought, which is interesting. So I guess we could be down here-ish, around Concepcion. Just going to turn off the fan that I got here. It's making my eyes water. There we go. And right. This is going to take some time. Don't know why, but it... nothing about the terrain or the features around reminds or are similar to the Gujarat episode I played a long while back from India, but I still get the same feeling from the highway. It's that interminable search. There's got to be an intersection coming up here somewhere soon. Oh yeah, that looks like a junction coming up. Going to La Cocha and Catamarca and JB Alberdi. Let's see if we can find this La Cocha. Then Catamarca is down here in the next province. Okay, so La Cocha And Juan Bautista Alberti is the one we're closing in on. Okay. So that is not the road we came, is it? And of course we had to make sure we should be on this one. And so did we? Is this where we were? I guess we could technically be here as well. Well, that's a chapel. We got Capilla Virgin de Valle, but that was not the name of the chapel we were at. I think this is where we were. Not entirely sure though. But we were definitely... We must have been up here, right? Guess we could have been here too. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's wake down here and... wait a minute, that's going eastwards. Westwards. Yes. Yes, of course. So let's see, let's check around this bend. So now we're going pretty straight east. If I'm right, there's going to be a road up here right away. We're missing houses. There is a road going up here right away, but there should be houses here. And there aren't. And that's a bit disconcerting. There's this one for an option, but that doesn't seem right. But okay, let's disregard the fact that there isn't any buildings here at the moment. How old is this footage though? 2023, so it's quite recent. Okay, so we turn around and they're supposed to... No, I can't... No, this isn't right. So I got buildings here, so that could be those, but we're missing... Well, there is... No, this is not right. This is not the right road. Unless... No. Let's see, so we're going straight... Oh yeah, we're much closer to the highway than I thought. So... Which one is it then? Huh. Well, that was a setback. So we're not there. Okay, so let's get up on the road again. Let's see, so we got a road going off that way and also a parallel running road. Do I have to zoom a lot closer maybe? And also the direction of the road here is pretty straight south. Which suggests that we're over... yeah, that suggests we're over here. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Yeah, that would be it. Nuestra Señora Saint-A de Valle. Okay, so we're on this bend. We're pretty much in the middle of it, aren't we? This should not be missable. But trust me, I am able to miss these things. But yeah, that's good. Okay, next one. Downtown again. Anyone's guess whether this is San Miguel or... Well, it says San Miguel there. Doesn't mean that it's here. Santa Fe. But I guess that makes it reasonable to believe that we're in San Miguel. But this time we're on a very different spot. Let's see. So we're going east. Slightly south of... Yeah, but that works. Because that's the general direction these roads run. But that means I should go north or south in order to find one of the main streets. In the meanwhile, we can see whether we can catch any names of these streets. Gomeria. Looks like this road... No, it does not end over there. So this is a long one. So let's head north until... No. Yeah, let's head north. Hang on. Do we have... Santa Fe 1999. So Santa Fe seems like it's a barrio within San Miguel. So let's see, can we find Santa Fe? Santa Fe. San Jose. Villa Luján. Cayetano. San Jorge. Talitas. No, I don't see any Santa Fe here. Okay, and then we need to keep on looking. So we go north. And there's a main street already. And we're on the Belgrano. Which happens to be here. And Manuel Alberti. Which could be pretty much anywhere. Okay, so the Belgrano seems to end over here. So I'll just scroll down and see if we can see the Alberti, Manuel Alberti. Dum. Barros, Aragon, El Cuera, Bulnes, Viamonte, Oscaga, Necochea, Castelli, Saavedra, Milan, something del Norte, Paso, Tijames, the Alberti. Here we go. We came from the west, didn't we? Or did we? This is where I messed myself up because I got my directions swapped from the start. So let's see, but we got this car wash thingy here. And also there's supposed to be a park of some sort towards the west. That must be this. Yeah, on the south side. So that's a stadium, of course. So then we are about here. Yep. We are facing this building here. Nice. Next one. Oh, crud. Oh, I will hope and pray that this will show on the map. Otherwise, this one is going to be pain to pin because it's on a bend and it's on a very bendy bend. And I don't see any mountains. Which isn't exactly good for me, but let's go northwest. Well, which will ultimately turn into west. And that doesn't give me anything. But at least, let's see, so we go northwest nominally. And yeah, I think I can see mountains in the distance there. Looks like we're heading into a mountain face. Or a mountain slope. And then we got a very, 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 very straight road. It might take a very, 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 very long time until we get some information. Definitely one of the random locations from the script. But we'll just have to push on. And eventually we will figure out where I was. And yeah, we are definitely coming up on mountains in the distance. And here's the RN, so I guess that's regional, 157. Okay, so this is the 157. And those are interesting directions for the 157. Indeed they are. So here we're running very northerly. But we weren't in the outset. So we could... We're not down at Tacoralo. Not down at San Pedro either. We're not here at La Madrid. We could possibly be here, but I don't think so because we haven't crossed the Rio Chico. And then there's this place, which I don't think would work either. And then we're starting to run out of locations. This one is a good one, I think. So we're running, yeah, and then we're running even straighter north. Is there a railroad on the side here, though? That is the thing that we're missing. Yeah, the 157 doesn't do a lot of bending towards the west, that's for sure. Does it continue through Tucumán, or rather San Miguel? Doesn't seem like it. So that really narrows down the options. So this one looks promising. The only thing is that I can't reconcile it with the missing railroad. Unless we are around here, which I don't think we are yet. But we can solve that real quickly by going around the bend in the opposite direction. So will we now be on a straight southerly heading? Pretty much. And will we be crossing the Rio Seco? If we do, we know where we are. And we should be crossing it fairly soon. There are houses in between. And here's our river. That's got to be the Rio Seco. Yep. Okay. So this is it then. I mean, that looks fairly certain. Let's go with that. Nice. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Okay, so we got a lake in the south. That's one thing I haven't seen here yet is lakes. So let's see. So we've got the lake here, which looks like we're way up in the mountains. So it could be like over here. What other places do they have with lakes? There's this one. We're looking straight south at it. There's some serious mountains around it. And I don't... Well, we could, I guess, technically be here, but I don't think we are. What other lakes do we have? There's this big one. But the problem with that is that there is distinct lack of mountains. Same goes for this one. And that's outside the province anyway. That one seems to be a city on the south slope, so we could be looking at this one. That could be an interesting idea. So just to check a little more, we could also, but I don't know, I don't think we're on that one. This one looks like a decent candidate, but I'm not convinced, I have to say. So let's just rule out everything else. So yeah, we could possibly be at this one, but I don't think we are. The shape of the lake doesn't fit, and so we're basically left with two candidates. Is that one, and which was the other one? I lost the lake, sir. Yeah, that's... Well, it's not that one. Definitely not that one. Did I move out of the... I probably did. I went down to this one, didn't know. What was the other lake I was looking at? Okay, but let's run with this one as our theory for now. That should mean that there should be a city up the road here. This... Huh. Now this one is going to be a real interesting one. Yeah, this... Wow, this is gonna hurt. Okay, that looks like a more serious road. Oh, some serious peaks around here. No, I'm clicking forwards, not backwards. So going south, and we have a town of sorts here. What does it say on those signs up there? Well, nothing that could be deciphered in a jiffy. So, okay, let's move on down then. Flor de Sauco. Heladeria. Flor de Sauco. I have to be careful that I don't lock myself on this one. Because I'm a... Oh. Looking southwest, this is not it. This is not it. I guess Flor de Sauco might be a chain. Yeah, we're not there. El Simoqueño. Kind of looks like a holiday spot. So the question now, do we go this way? Or do we go down towards the lake? Let's put a checkpoint down and go towards the lake. Let's see now. El Siambon. Tierra del Sol. Land of the Sun. El Simonqueño. No, I don't. There's so many things that don't fit with this place on the map. So I have grave doubts about my placement here. Tafel del Valle. Okay, so I was right. Okay. So it might be a little further up than I thought. What is our direction here? We're moving pretty straight south with a slight western bend. So, and we're not yet down by the lake. Let's see, Las Flores, Cabaña das Flores. But we need to find somewhere that has that slight. El Simonqueño. And here's the South Casa del Te. Right. I think we might have been up here. Let's have a look at that. So if I turn around now. Oh, okay. So I got my location wrong. Fair enough. So let's see. If I go northwest from here, I hit the road. That's running north. Could be here. So if I... This road going off to the side, that could be that one. And if we now hit, let's say there's going to be a squiggly bit, yes. And now we hit the main road. Yep, that's definitely the main road. The Avenida Gral Martin and something Guames. Yes, Guames. And we're here on the Rosas. That's got to be that. And if I look straight north, we're missing that house by a bit. That should put us about approximately here. If I turn around, we should have a house straight to the south. We do, and we're just clipping it. And which of these houses is it? It's got to be that one, and we're just clipping it. Yeah, that looks fairly decent to me. Let's go with that. Let's just take in the view before we hit. It's like... I don't really know what to say. It's a bit like... feels like a bit of Central Asia grafted into this place. It's like this is a very stark beauty. This has got to be bitter in the winters. Well, that should be right. And it was. Very nice. Very nice. I think that's one of the most precise games I've played so far in this series. 17 meters, all right. That is very precise. And so that was actually good fun. I like that. Thank you very much, Tucumán. I really like that. I really did. Ah. So yeah, that's... I don't know, it took more than half an hour, so it was a little on the long side still, but it kind of... I was never bored throughout this game, and that is always good. So yeah, that is it for this episode of A Tiny Dot in Space, and I'm glad you joined me for the ride. And I hope you'll join me again for the next episode when it's up. So until then, bye-bye.